So hello folks, a very good morning, good evening as well as good afternoon to whoever been watching at different time period. So let us begin the session regarding silicon assistant security and what it is and how actually it is been implemented in hardware security. Okay, basically in hardware security, how it is usually been helpful. That all things will be discussing in this video. So prior to that, if you are new to this channel, please subscribe it, share it as well as like it as soon as possible for the latest updates regarding the current affairs related to science and technology as well as basically securities information security, we can say that. Okay, so those all things we'll be discussing in videos in the channel itself. Okay, so let us begin the session regarding silicon assistant security and what it is and actually how it is been protecting the hardware systems. Okay, so basically secured kernel. So what is secured kernel, we'll be discussing. Okay, so a visualization based security is just like how actually we make a security or built in security alert based upon the VBS visualization, or VBS use hardware visualization feature to host a secure kernel separated from a operating system. Okay, so this means that even if the operating system is compromised, okay, even if it is compromised, the secure kernel is still protected. Okay, so that is how a VBS is being utilized or being used. Okay, so then after an isolated VBS environment, protect process such as security solution credential manager from other processes running in memory, even if malware gains access. Very important, please make it note that even if malware gain access to the main OS kernel, the hypervision of the visualization hardware helps to prevent the malware from the executing unauthorized code or access platform secrets in the VBS environment. That's the main functionality of what actually VBS has been doing in the hardware portal. Okay, basically in Microsoft Windows 11. Okay, then after we'll be discussing about hyperversion protection code integrity, or basically it is also been known as HVCI. So here what it is called as an memory integrity, or we can call it as, or which usually uses VBS to run kernel mode code integrity, or KMCI code, which usually been inside a secure VBS environment. Okay, on steady of the main Windows kernel. Okay, so then after it helps to prevent attack. Okay, basically it helps to prevent attack. Okay, basically it helps to prevent attack from the attempted to modify kernel code such as drivers KMC roles to check that all kernel code is properly signed and has not been tampered with before, or which usually been allowed to run. Okay, so then after it is prior important, please keep a note of all these things, that all Windows 11 devices will support HVCI. Okay, and most new devices will come with VBS and HVCI protection turned by default. Okay, so this is how the protection has been given from hardware part to Microsoft Windows. So then after hardware enforcement stack protection, what it is. So here hardware enforced stack protection is usually integrate software and hardware for a modern defense against cyber threat. Okay, such as what, memory corruption and zero-day exploits. Okay, based on the control flow enforcement technology, or we can say CTE, from Intel and AMD, shadow stack hardware enforcement stack protection, which basically been designed to protect against exploit techniques, okay, that try to hijack return addresses on the stack. Okay, so this is how the hardware enforced stack protection is usually been utilized in the hardware protection. Okay, so which usually makes a modern defense method, which usually been implemented for a modern defense method. Okay, to control the cyber threat. Okay, so application code includes a program processor stack. Okay, that hackers sees to corrupt or disrupt a type of attack called as stack smashing. Very important word, that is, or we can say phrase, that is stack smashing. So application code includes a program processor stack that hackers sees to corrupt or disrupt a type of attack which is usually basically called as stack smashing. Okay, so when defense like executable space protection begin, okay, such attacks are hackers turns to new method like return oriented programming formed advanced tag smashing can be used to bypass defenses, okay, hijack the data stack and ultimately force a device to perform harmful operations. Okay, so then after, to guard against these control flow hijacking attacks, okay, Windows kernel creates a separate shadow stack. Okay, what it usually do, it creates separate shadow stack for return addresses. Okay, Windows 11 extends stack protection capabilities to provide both user mode and kernel mode to the system. Okay, both the interface will be provided. Okay, so then after, these are the some of the concepts. Okay, firmware protection, secure PC. Okay, yes, this is very important. Let me explain what it is. So whenever an hacker usually authenticate this permission, or which usually takes the permission from the user by different kinds of attacks, by different kinds of malpractices. So this is how, whenever we usually switch on, there is a secure launch system. Okay, so where secure launch system, it has virtual based security enforcement, we have already discussed. Then after, applications or Windows kernel, okay, secure kernel, then after kernel. So this is the layers where the person or hacker usually wants to go through for hacking anything or for disturbing the Windows 11 systems operating system from the hardware part itself. Not, I'm not even discussing with the software, it is only I am discussing about the hardware chronology, okay, of the hardware systems or hardware protection. Okay, so for more, we can also have a dynamic root of trust measurement, and SMM is which is usually been isolated. Okay, so system management module will be discussing, okay, in the upcoming videos. We will be discussing everything in detail regarding firmware protection, secure. Okay, so then after, we'll be discussing secure PC protection against physical attack. Okay, so let me end the video itself for you. I hope you have enjoyed the session too. Thank you.